make sure the microphone's on. Appears to be. Okay. Before I go over my thoughts from this morning, I had a whole bunch. I just wanted to talk about the fact that ever since I was young, I don't know why, but I just felt driven to be the right person, the best person I could be. I read, I was raised in a Christian family, mom and stepmother, both interested in getting us to church, but not really. My mother was definitely much more interested. She named me, my middle name was Christian when I was born, so to tell you something about my mom. Of course, my first name, Michael, means close to God, so she was very religious, being Lutheran and Swedish Norwegian. That would make sense. I never, I subscribed to the philosophies of the teachings of the Christ. I've really tried to make my own way, but I do believe in a lot of the teachings of the Buddha. I really admire the Dalai Lama. God, my life's goal is to meet him. That would be tremendous. I've just made all this effort through my life to be the best person I could be, to develop myself into what's, I don't know how to describe it, but just, to be the best person I can be. Loving, caring, giving, kind, honest, respectful, intelligent, accomplished, wise, righteous, just everything as right as can be. And it's painful that I've achieved a great deal. Certainly not going to say I'm perfect. Nobody is. Life is about development. It's about developing yourself into the closest thing you can get to perfect. It's unachievable. Ask the Buddha. Oh wait, you can't. But it is unachievable. But it is nevertheless a goal. I believe everyone is destined to seek, and that's what's painful about all this, is because it's missing in most people's lives. They don't seek that. They don't want to improve themselves. They don't want to be better people. They just want more of what they have. And it's painful, especially because I am seen as an enemy to that. And I've worked to try and be the best person I can be, the best contributor to society, the best member of society, as good of a member of society as possible. And I am ostracized and mistreated and discriminated against because of it. Sorry, my dog is, he's being a nutcase, humbucks. But anyway, I go to all this effort to try and be the best person I could be, and then when I come out of this 8 years of crap that I go through trying to get on disability and try and re-enter the world, I'm just treated like absolute crap because of what I accomplished. When I was growing up, the pressure was be the best person you can be the best contributor to society you can be, and now the pressure is fuck it all, greed is everything there is, money is all that there is, and anybody that threatens that is our enemy. What happened to you? I know what happened to you. It's called September 11th. It's called psychological trauma. It's called lack of empathy training because we had lack of leadership. Anyway, that having been said, I wrote a bunch of notes. A question for myself. Okay, this can be a separate scene, but we'll keep it in this segment. I want to make sure I'm recording because this is important. Yeah, still got 15 minutes. So, the question comes up: do I have delusions of grandeur? Am I biting off more than I can chew? Am I believing myself to be more capable of doing things to help others, to help the world, to accomplish things that are just impossible? No, I have a genuine desire and a drive to contribute to the best of my abilities. I want to contribute as much as I can to society. This is something I wrote down about 5 o'clock this morning. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 things I had going through my head this morning when I woke up at 4:30. Anyway, no, I don't have delusions of grandeur. I genuinely want to contribute. I genuinely believe in being able to, or in having responsibility for contributing to the benefit of society, my gifts. Which think about it. Hopefully there's some about you who have had something click in your minds here. But imagine how frustrating it is for me when I am trying to contribute to society as best as I can, to the best of my abilities, and all I'm trying to do is get my abilities back or find out what my abilities are so I can contribute based on what either my potential or what my abilities are, what my limit, based on my new limitations because of the brain damage. That's what I'm trying to find out. You know, why doesn't anybody understand that? Why doesn't anybody believe me? You know, maybe I should march into the doctor's office and say, listen, bitch, I want to make $40 million a year being a CEO of some multinational evil corporation that'll shove you out of business by replacing you with a frickin' machine or an Indian doctor or I don't know, whatever scenario you can imagine. You know, maybe I'll get better treatment then. Yeah, I'm just, you know, I just don't understand. I just don't understand. Oh, that's for later. I wrote down I wanted to discuss what I was like, how I could learn easily. That's coming up. This project's evolving as I progress, as I shoot more footage. Max, and I'm trying to keep a general focus, but I'm letting it evolve. It's free form. It has a purpose. You know, the original purpose was to communicate for everyone's benefit what it's like living with brain damage that's not recognized, and it's slowly becoming more. You know, I'm throwing some things in to make it exciting because I know I'm boring. You know, I realize that no one's going to pay any kind of money, and not that I care to charge anybody money, but nobody's going to spend 2 hours, 3 hours, whatever of their time watching me on a camera talking to you and telling you bad things about yourself and about me, and you know, I'm somebody you'll never meet me. You'll never be affected by me directly. So what the heck does it matter to you that I'm shooting this video? Why do you want to see it? Well, you know, I understand that. So I'm throwing some things in to make you want to see it. You know, the medication experiments and things like that. But I'm also throwing things in that are going to be quite useful, like the following, and this is important too. This can be a completely different scene, but I have a goal. I've tried to get help doing it, but I can't. You know, people, you know, this guy I know would rather know that he didn't help me because everyone hates me than to actually help me, when what I want help with is writing a amicus brief to the Supreme Court on a case that, you know, I came up with this after the Citizens United case. I read through the briefs on the case. I kind of familiarized myself with the case, and I came to understand that what happened with Citizens United, which was about which was a case where I don't know, it was thought to be, you know, illegal for a corporation to speak on, you know, to invest all this money into what was basically campaign literature movie. Well, let's face facts, it was propaganda. And what should have happened was the government should have argued that, and this is what I want to argue to the Supreme Court, is that propaganda, when designed to deceive, is not protectable speech. And that has a lot of meanings. There's a lot of really deep meanings that you have to understand about that. Propaganda is any kind of broadcast literature, not necessarily written, but newspapers, radio, television, movies as well. Even this documentary would be considered propaganda. It's spreading a message. That is what propaganda means. You know, the root of propagate, propaganda, that which propagates, is something meant to be spread. It's meant it's meant to be, you know, it's meant for everybody to understand this is truth. And now, design, you know, so propaganda when designed to deceive. So design means a group of people or a single person carefully and meticulously planning, using their knowledge of how the human brain works to disseminate this message. Now, propaganda and design, they're okay. What I'm doing is okay because of the third element, deceive. Propaganda, when designed to deceive. So if I or a group of people, if an individual or a group of people sit down and plan propaganda that is specifically designed to propagate a deception or a lie or a mistruth or a half-truth or an untruth, any kind of deception whatsoever, then that is not protectable speech. And the reason for that is because of the way the human mind works. You look at advertising, go to any college, pick 3 random colleges, go to their website, make sure they have an advertising department or an advertising degree, and look at the curriculum for advertising. Most colleges actually blatantly show psychology courses required, basic psychology and advanced psychology. Advertising is about psychology. Advertising is about knowing how the brain works so you can get a message into people's heads, so that you can get them to believe what you want them to believe. That's what needs to happen. If that can happen, guess what? That's the first thing that has to happen with the United States to get these problems fixed. We have to be free of propaganda. We have to have our minds freed. Our minds are essentially enslaved by propaganda, by advertising, by movies, everything. It's. I could go on forever. I won't, but that's important. I want that across in the show. Let's see. Oh wow, yeah, this was profound. This was the first one I had. Yeah, so yesterday I woke up, did the video, went back to sleep for a while, and I woke up again. I woke up as a different person, as less of a person, in a reduced state of consciousness. It was extremely profound. As I woke up, and the Max, and the primary task I had for the day, besides my doctor's appointment, was doing laundry. So I got everything ready to put in the car, and got a little bit distracted by the fact that my landlord was around, and put everything in the car except laundry. So I didn't get laundry done today, and I have to do that today. I have to go to a laundromat because I don't have laundry facilities at my place because my landlord's a fucking prick and wouldn't let us upgrade so that we could do that. So this mistake of waking up as less of a person, it's costing me $50-$60 in gas. Literally $50-$60 in gas. I have to pay $4.67 a gallon for gas for my cars because they use super unleaded. And it's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous. But this little mistake cost me that much. But it's worse than that because I went to the doctor's office. I think I mentioned on tape all these things that I wanted to do. Oh, I got company. I'm going to have to cut short. But I think I mentioned all these things that I wanted to do, and I didn't get to do them. Or all these things I wanted to talk to the doctor about, and I didn't mention a fucking thing. I didn't mention anything. Well, I did mention one thing. I asked her if she had reviewed my records, and she said she had. Liar. I didn't ask her if she had or could look up the symptoms of brain damage caused by lead poisoning. I didn't ask her. Oh God, that was still one other thing, and I'm still forgetting it. But yeah, it was the symptoms of brain damage. I wanted to make sure she knew of that. It's important. I've got to get that information to her. I've got to make sure she understands what the symptoms are, because the symptoms are what I'm suffering and which are preventing me from getting the help I need. So yeah, that's about it. I had just all these thoughts. I have some other thoughts, but they're really not relevant to the movie, at least not at this point. Yeah, still got to discuss what I was like. Yeah, so I'm done. Thank you.